When the lawyer told me I'd inherited $2 million from a homeless man I'd been feeding for 3 years, I thought it was a mistake. But when he showed me the condition attached to the inheritance, my blood ran cold. What Walter asked me to do would either destroy my life or reveal a truth I wasn't ready to face. My name is Sarah, and I'm a 34-year-old elementary school teacher in Portland, Oregon. My story begins on a cold November morning in 2019. Every day on my way to work, I passed the same corner of 5th and Morrison Street, and every single day there he was, an elderly homeless man, sitting against the brick wall of an old bookstore. Most people walked past him without a second glance, but something about him caught my attention. He never begged, never held a sign. He just sat there, reading old, tattered books. One morning, I stopped. I had an extra sandwich, I offered it to him. He looked up at me with the clearest blue eyes I'd ever seen and said he'd only accept it if I sat with him while he ate. That's how it started. His name was Walter Henderson, 73 years old. What began as a one-time gesture became my daily routine. Every morning before school, I'd bring him breakfast, coffee black, a sandwich, sometimes fruit. But we didn't just exchange food, we talked, merely talked. Walter told me stories about literature, about philosophy, about life. He quoted Shakespeare from memory. He discussed quantum physics. This wasn't an ordinary homeless man. When I asked about his past, he'd smile sadly and tell me we all have chapters we'd rather skip. And he was just living in his epilogue now. 3 years, for 3 years, this was my routine. My friends thought I was crazy. My boyfriend at the time said I was being naive, that Walter was probably scamming me somehow. But I didn't care. Those morning conversations became the best part of my day. Then came March 15th, 2022. Walter wasn't at his corner. I waited 15 minutes thinking he was just late, but Walter was never late. The next day, still no Walter. I asked the bookstore owner if he had seen him. He hadn't seen Walter for 3 days. I felt a knot in my stomach. I contacted local hospitals, shelters, nothing. 2 weeks passed. I'd resigned myself to never knowing what happened to him. Then I got a call from a lawyer named Robert Chen. He told me Walter James Henderson had passed away, and that I was the woman named in his will. I almost dropped the phone a state. Well, Walter was homeless. I told him there must be some mistake, but he insisted. There wasn't. He asked me to come to his office the next day at 2 p.m.
The lawyer's office was downtown, all glass and mahogany. I felt completely out of place in my teacher's salary clothes. Mr. Chen slid a folder across his desk and told me that before we proceeded, he needed to tell me who Walter really was. He opened the folder. Inside were photos of a distinguished man in a suit. But those eyes, those were Walter's eyes. He explained that Walter Henderson was one of the most successful patent attorneys on the West Coast. He held degrees from Harvard and MIT. He was married for 40 years to his wife, Elizabeth. They had one son, Michael. Then Mr. Chan's voice became quieter, heavier. He told me that 15 years ago on a rainy October night, Walter drove home from a colleague's retirement party. He'd had too much to drink. Elizabeth begged him not to drive, but he insisted he was fine. He lost control of the car on Highway 26. The car flipped 3 times. Elizabeth died on impact. Michael, who was 22 at the time, survived, but he went into a coma 15 years. Mr. Chen said 15 years in a minimally conscious state at Mercy General Hospital. I finally understood why Walter had been on those streets. Mr. Chen continued Walter couldn't forgive himself. He paid for Michael's care. The best facility, round-the-clock nursing, everything. But he couldn't face his son. He visited once, right after the accident, and never went back. The guilt consumed him. He gave away almost everything, set up trust funds for Michael's care, and then disappeared into the streets. That was 13 years ago. I asked if the doctor said Michael had no brain activity. Mr. Chen paused and said that was the complicated part. Michael was in what they call a minimally conscious state. There was some brain activity. The doctors couldn't say definitively that he'd never wake up. But after 15 years, most considered it hopeless. But Walter never gave up hope. Then Mr. Chen handed me an envelope with my name written in shaky handwriting. He told me Walter wanted me to read it before he explained the condition. I opened the letter with trembling hands. The letter said,
Dear Sarah, if you're reading this, I've finally found peace. Or at least I hope I have. For 3 years you gave me something I thought I'd lost forever when I destroyed my family. You gave me proof that I was still worth something to someone. You never knew the monster I was. The man who killed his own wife. The man who put his son in a living grave because he was too arrogant, too drunk, too stupid to hand over his car keys. I've paid for Michael's care for 15 years. The best doctors, the best facility. But I could never pay him the one thing he needed most, his father's presence. I visited him once, the day after the accident, and I couldn't bear to see what I'd done. I never went back. I'm a coward, Sarah. But you're not. Here's what I'm asking. Visit my son every day for 1 year. Go to Mercy General Hospital, room 412. Sit with him. Talk to him. Read to him. Be the family I never was. The doctors say he can't hear, can't feel, can't know anyone is there. But what if they're wrong? What if somewhere inside my boy is still waiting for someone to tell him he's not alone? If you do this, The $2 million are yours. But please, give Michael what I never could. Forgive me, Walter.
I wiped my tears and told Mr. Chen I wanted to know when I could start. The first time I walked into room 412 at Mercy General, my breath caught in my throat. I expected medical equipment, sterile white walls, the smell of antiseptic. What I didn't expect was him. Michael Henderson lay in that bed like something out of a painting. Dark hair fell across the pillow, long from years of growth. His face was beautiful, strong jawline, long eyelashes, peaceful features that looked like he was simply sleeping. No scars, no visible trauma. The injury had been to the back of his head, hidden beneath all that dark hair. He was 37, but he looked timeless. I felt something I shouldn't have felt standing next to a man in a coma. My heart raced. I pulled up a chair and introduced myself. I told him I was his father's friend, his female friend. Of course, there was no response, but I'd made a promise. So I came back the next day, and the next, and the next. At first, I just read to him books, newspapers, articles about technology. Mr. Chan had told me Michael was a software engineer before the accident. The nurses were kind, but pitying one told me I was sweet to visit, but that he'd been like this for 15 years and didn't know I was there. But I kept coming. Week 3, I started telling him about my day, about the kids in my class, about funny things that happened. I told him about Tommy bringing his hamster to show and tell and it escaping, how we spent 45 minutes trying to catch Mr. Whiskers. I don't know why I did it. Maybe because talking to Michael felt easier than talking to most people who could actually answer back. Month 2, I started telling him about Walter, about the conversations we had, about how much his father loved him, even if he couldn't face him. One day, I brought my guitar. I sang to him, soft songs, old songs. I told him the nurses probably thought I was insane, but his dad said he liked music. Month 4, something shifted in me. I wasn't visiting out of obligation anymore. I was visiting because I didn't want Michael to be alone. And if I'm being honest, because I developed feelings for a man in a coma. I'd find myself staring at his hands, strong hands, the kind that looked like they'd built things. I'd wonder what his voice sounded like, what his laugh sounded like. One evening, I took his hand while I read. It was warm alive. I told him I was probably crazy, that I was a 34-year-old teacher having a crush on a man in a coma. The truth was, I just ended a relationship, my boyfriend, and I had broken up 2 months before Walter died. I was alone, lonely. Maybe that's what this was. Loneliness, neediness, projecting feelings onto someone who couldn't reject me. But it felt so real. Month 5, I did something I'll never be able to explain. It was late. The nurses had stepped out. I was alone with Michael. I'd been reading to him, and I stopped mid-sentence, just looked at him. His face, his lips, and without thinking, without planning it, I leaned in and kissed him, softly, gently. Like something out of a fairy tale, like maybe just maybe, true love's kiss could wake him up. Nothing happened. Of course, nothing happened. I pulled back, horrified at myself. I'm losing my mind, I whispered. This is insane. I'm lonely and confused, and I'm kissing a man in a coma. What is wrong with me? I left quickly that day, convinced I needed to stop coming, that I was mixing up loneliness with love, that this whole thing was just me being desperate for connection. But the next morning, I was back. Because even if I was confused, even if I was projecting, even if this was all in my head, I couldn't leave him alone. The nurses started teasing me, said I had a sparkle in my eye when I came in. I deny it. But they were right. On 6 December 23rd, I was reading A Christmas Carol to him when his finger twitched. Then his eyelids fluttered, his eyes opened. Those blue eyes, Walter's eyes, focused directly on me, and my entire world shifted.